I swear it really just don't fade away. But where you been, nigga, really I'd say. Y'all the type of niggas y'all just really hate. So what you ask, but I'm a nigga, go film and play. Stacking money, yeah, like heyday. Praying for some better days. All this pain that you see that be on my face. Looking guilty like a nigga caught case. Cause lately I swear I've been in the dog's place. Wish that I can go and I could hide my face. Don't know what the fuck lately to really chase. But I swear I got money in the baited like I'm pork chase. Some days feel like I just be full grade. Never felt like you did really just be dumb things. I'm losing no pain, I swear all that shit's fake. But I swear every day, yeah, I just still be getting paid. But all that really do, it really numb the pain. The hurt, I swear it got me feeling so insane. Every day I put a smile up on my face. But every day I swear that shit just be so fake. Frontin' one like on the play. Swear every day I swear I be losing faith. Hoping that it the same fate. But lately I swear I just been here and day. Lately I swear I just really sad days. Yeah, y'all know what I'm feeling, you understand what I'm saying. I swear to God, yeah, I ain't really playing. Feel like lately I just be up in the state. But I don't know there's any more that I can take. Try to do better, but I feel like it's too late. I'm in my head, girl, cause that pussy was great. I swear I was addicted to that pussy fake. Lady feeling so degrade. How yeah, you do this bad. How yeah, you do this same. I'm in my head, think who to blame. Something in my head say yeah, it's all just part of the game. Why every day I swear I be feeling all the shame. Trying to smile, but I swear that shit really don't feel same. Losing my direction like a nigga cannot aim. Still wishing that a nigga like me had really changed. But I swear I still ain't really motherfucking changed. Getting worse like I don't even know it's from the pain. Call my mama up and tell her that I love her cray. I be in the drinks and then I'm feeling like I'm losing my brain.
Haney versus Jojo Diaz coming up on Saturday night.
Wish them both nothing but the best. You know, Devin had a chance to work in our gym ever since he been a little, small kid. Jojo Diaz, I think he beat a guy they didn't expect him to beat. So it should be a good matchup. But our focus is Sunday. I need everybody to tune.
So you heard it right there from Floyd himself. Obviously, he's not going to pick who he thinks is going to win, but you know what I'm saying? I like what he said. He was very brief with it, very subtle. Obviously, he didn't want all the attention on that. But Devin Haney, we all know, man, grew up in the Mayweather gym to an extent. He visited all types of gyms, so I won't necessarily say grew up as if he was just up in that joint getting all training, because that's not where he's from. But we all know back in the day, you know what I'm saying, Dante's Boxing, they shot to that Spar Wars. Devin Haney was a big highlight, on his way up, him, Shakur Stevenson, all of them out there. So if you follow Devin Haney for a while, you know that, he's frequenting, the money team's gym. Also, remember, he was a free agent. The money team, they wanted him. They wanted him bad. But Eddie Hearn, obviously, he threw the biggest bag at him. So at the end of the day, you got to understand kind of where, Floyd was coming from. But, he was respectful for what he said. And he was very, very precise and what's the word I can say? Intellectual, how he was depicting, exactly what he thought about the fight with Jojo Diaz. I love that he pointed out, that Jojo Diaz in his last fight, he beat a guy that no one really expected him to beat. And not only did he beat a guy that no one expected to beat, he beat a very skilled opponent in a guy like Tevin Farmer. Remember, I told y'all, Tevin Farmer, that's coming out, baby. That's coming out. If it's not coming out Friday, it's going to be Sunday at the very least. But I'm telling y'all got to look out for Tevin. Remember at the point, and the reason why Floyd says this also, a lot of y'all don't know, is, and the reason why he's aware of Tevin Farmer is because Tevin Farmer was trying to get a fight with Gervonta probably about 4 years ago. When Tevin Farmer was on his rise and he was getting his love, Gervonta, he was still an up and comer. He wasn't obviously in the position he was now, but everyone touted him very heavily. And Floyd, him and Tevin was trying to get that fight. He was trying to lowball. He was trying to do the Floyd with Canelo. Because I think if Tevin Farmer would have fought him back then, I think he could have beat Gervonta. Tevin was so skilled, man. So skilled. A lot of people said his defenses at times, when he was in that matrix, it almost looked like a mini Floyd himself. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch his fights and you follow of his fights, you can't deny that. He was a beautiful fighter. But on the night that he fought Jojo Diaz, Coco came out, man. I remember he had on that Kobe yellow Kobe after the tragic thing that happened with Kobe, man. It was just like I don't think he gonna lose. I remember watching that with Zen. It was like I don't know if coming out like nah. Oh, it was his snipers too. He said it too. I'm like nah. I don't think. Excuse me. I said I don't think he gonna win. I was like I don't think he gonna lose. He's just not gonna lose tonight. And Tevin Farmer came out. He didn't look good. The worst I've ever seen him in my opinion. But that doesn't take anything away from Jojo. Jojo at the end of the day, he did what he was supposed to do. Had a big upset win over him. And now he's in the position that he's in. And so I like that, Floyd pointed that out because Floyd knows how good Tevin Farmer is. A win over Tevin Farmer ain't no joke, regardless how you want to look at it. So salute to him for that. But you already know why we up in here. You know what I'm saying? I touched on a little bit, but we're going to touch on it heavily as the night goes on. Devin, Haney versus Jojo, Coco Diaz, man. Finna be a banger on Saturday, man. I can't wait for it. Today we had the final press conference. We had some face-offs. Obviously, we had the Javante Cruz press conference and face-off as well, but I covered that yesterday. So please, go check that out. And before we even get started, I already know how I do. Fluence is in the building, so we're trying to fluence some positivity. I just want to say positivity, blessings, and I'm just saying, just hoping the utmost best for everybody out there. Salute. And if you're not part of BlakGooseTV family, man, hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button. If you got the time, give me an algorithm. We out here, baby. Fluence boxing all day. Another day, another dollar. We in here, baby. Okay, so Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz, man. I'm mad excited for this fight. You know what I'm saying? We got so many fights happening this weekend. For me personally, this is the fight I'm most excited for because not only is Devin Haney, in my opinion, the best 135er, and probably has the brightest future out of all the young guys, we're talking about. The only one that's kind of hand in hand is Tank, but you got to remember Tank is older, man. Tank's 25, 26 years old. Devin Haney only 22. So even you got to think about it. Devin Haney on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? When Devin Haney hits his prime, Tank might be arguably getting out of his. So I think really if you want to look at the future of this division, and I think Floyd knows it himself, Devin Haney's the future of this division, man. And that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to say it was Davis is the next big thing. Everyone wants to say at the time it was Teofimo was the next big thing. Ryan Garcia the next big thing. All these different names, never saying that Devin Haney's even slightly in the competition, talking about he got pillow hands and things like that. They even saying Shakur Stevenson the next big thing, but Devin Haney, man, he never gets the love, but people just they be forgetting, bro. Like they really be forgetting. I'm like, Devin Haney's the youngest out of all these guys that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? He's still maturing. He's still finding his way. And he's arguably taking on, think about the level of competition that he's now, swinging into ever since he was with Eddie Hearn. And I want to salute to Eddie Hearn on that too. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of questions on Eddie Hearn on how, in a sense, he treated some of the U.S. boxers he got early on and how their careers kind of panned out. But it's the thing with Eddie Hearn, though, is you can't get too mad at him because he pays those fighters. Like, Tevin Farmer, but I don't think he expected the Tevin Farmer to go that way. Eddie Hearn was trying to get Tevin Farmer that Gervonta Davis fight from day one. But Tevin Farmer was one of those guys early, Eddie Hearn he was American and he built him up and he was trying to get him a big fight with Gervonta. Unfortunately, Jojo came into play and we see where Jojo's at now. We're talking about him right now. So it's like, it's not even a bad loss, but Tevin Farmer, and then Andrade is another person you could look at who signed early with Eddie Hearn. He got the bag, but he expected him to be able to give him the fights he wanted. And at this point, Andrade just stalled out. You see, he just got, announced to get fight as mandatory, even though he put in a request to bypass his mandatory and fight one of the Charlo brothers. But to me, I think Andrade is kind of playing himself, though, too. That's a whole nother story. He could just vacate his belt, but he wants to keep that belt. And I don't understand why, because it hasn't benefited him for the last 4 years, right? But Haney, I just think, man, he just has the brightest future, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And I think him fighting, back to back Gamboa, Linares, and now he's fighting Jojo Diaz, a guy who maybe doesn't, he's maybe not looked at as a Hall of Fame career guy yet, like a Gamboa, because I think Gamboa is going to go to Hall of Fame. I think Linares is going to go to Hall of Fame too, probably. But to fight two, potentially Hall of Famers. At 22, and then now you find Jojo Diaz, who can also be, he has so much left, you know what I'm saying, in his career, regardless of what happens tomorrow, Saturday, excuse me. Jojo Diaz is a beast. So if he's able to beat Jojo, man, I just think a lot of people, man, they're not going to respect Devin Haney yet, especially if he doesn't do it in the fashion that they want him to do it. But at the end of the day, I just think this is just in my opinion, it's hard to argue against Devin Haney just having the brightest future when it comes to this division. Even with us talking about tanking it, and at the end of the day, that's not me. I'm gonna be biased somewhat in this whole review. I'm gonna be 100 with you because I'm such a big fan of Devin Haney. But I don't want to take anything away from Jojo Diaz. I never watched Jojo Diaz fight before the Tevin Farmer fight. The only reason I heard of him respectfully was because I was such a big fan of Tevin. I thought he was about to give work to Jojo, and Jojo demolished him, man. He did. He made it look easy. Tevin didn't look comfortable in the entire fight. He couldn't get anything off his inside work. So if there's anything you do want to argue for this fight that Jojo is fighting against Devin Haney, you can't. This is and this is, I want to be very respectful when I'm saying this. It's not like he hasn't seen this style before or prepared for this style. Let me say that. Let me change that. It's not like he hasn't prepared for this style in a sense, right? Obviously, we're talking about Tevin Farmer and Devin Haney. They fight in two completely different ways, but the way they go about boxing, I'm not talking about work ethic or nothing like that, but you just watch in the ring, the idea of how they want to control the fight is similar. And so, Diaz does always bring up one point, when it comes to the press conferences that they've had is like, I got more experience. He's like, I respect you as a fighter. I know you, I know how good you are, but I just don't feel like you got the experience. But I got to disagree with that a little bit because, like I said, he fought Gamboa and he fought Linares. Is Tevin Farmer better than Gamboa or Linares? I don't know. He never really got those fights, but Farmer is a beast in my opinion. I can't downplay that win. That's a big win. At the end of the day, I don't care what anyone wants to say. But anyways, back to my point. What I'm saying is that if you want to argue any type of benefits that come to Jojo, is that he has more experience and he has fought guys that in a sense of when he's preparing, this is what you need to do. The whole idea is to make them uncomfortable. When it comes to Devin Haney, he's going to have to make them uncomfortable, right? His best bet is going to be what Linares did, get toward the latter rounds. Hopefully, he gets a little sloppy, gets a little too confident, and you can land something that's going to hurt him. Now, see, Jojo, different from Linares. Jojo's not going to box as much with Haney. Linares, he's looking for that big right hand. Jojo's going to just come at you. He's going to make the fight dirty. So Devin Haney is going to be a different fight for him. He's going to have to work. It's going to be different from Gamboa. This is going to be a different test, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a closer fight than we expect. I think you have a. When I look at the majority of what people are saying, it's like it's you're either heavily leaning this way or you're heavily leaning that way. And it's like, oh, Devin Haney finna win on 12 rounds. It's going to be a decision, majority decision. He's just going to box his head off. Skills pay the bills. And then for Diaz, it's like, nah, he's going to make it rough. He's going to get on the inside. He's going to knock Devin Haney out because he ain't got no chin and he got pillow hands. But there's no in between. And that's what I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be a back and forth fight. I think it's going to be very close. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised how much they're going to enjoy this fight because I think Jojo brings a lot to the table when it comes to putting Devin Haney in very difficult spots, not only because he himself is very good at the craft of how he utilizes it to make sure he has the most success against his opponent, but also because I think he's going to be able to do this not only for 12 rounds, but for 12 rounds at a very high level, but because we're talking about a fighter that's basically going into his prime at 28 years old, and Jojo Coco Diaz, he's right there. He's hitting the beginning of his prime, for Diaz, because he hasn't took really any damage in his career. Like I see Diaz's prime probably being between like 28 to 33, as long as he doesn't have like a crazy a war. And Diaz hasn't really took much damage. Like he goes in, he creates the fight to be very difficult for his opponent in the sense that he will cut off certain angles. He'll make sure you're not able to. He'll trap you off. He'll get on the inside. He'll lean in, grab, hold. But he'll also come in with a lot of combination punches. He doesn't really come in reckless. That's the thing. He'll set up a lot of his of what he's doing when he's coming in, and when he's setting it up, it almost lulls his opponent to sleep. Where they don't even realize now, oh, I'm fighting on the inside with Jojo, and I didn't want to fight on the inside with Jojo because you don't want to fight on the inside with Jojo. And that's what was very surprising to me when I watched the Tevin Farmer Jojo Diaz fight. I was like, Tevin Farmer, man, he's always so slick on the inside with his boxing. He's always so slick. But Diaz, man, he was able to just get in there. I was surprised. But see, that's once again the ignorance of being a boxing fan, is you can be so much of a fan of one person, you disrespect the skills of another. And I'm trying to do better. And I want to teach the people to do better as well. Respect both sides. But let y'all know me, you know, I can start talking. I could just keep it going. But that's the whole point of the whole thing. But there's a couple things I do want to go ahead and talk about just a little bit, because, you know, it's all about Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz, baby. This week it's going to be fire. They had the press conference today. I didn't really watch it. There's some clips though I do want to pull up, see what they're talking about, see how they're going back and forth. I watched the previous press conferences. They've been very respectful toward each other, but a respectful like I'm still gonna dog you type thing. And I love that. I love that. You know, you can tell they both know, and even between the respective camps, like after not this press conference, but the last one, Devin Haney's pops, like after, like he went over, he's like, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all. He gave like Jojo Diaz a hug and stuff. I'm like, okay, y'all a little bit too cool, but but I'm like, there's mad respect between both camps. But I love to see that. So let me see. Let's pull this up real quick. Let's watch this. We ain't gonna make it too long. You hear me? Hopefully y'all, by the way, is having a good Thursday. I'm having a solid Thursday. My Thursday's actually been really good, man. My Thursday's been good. So hopefully y'all having a good Thursday. Positivity, blessings. It's only gonna get better, man. The week is here, and you already know, man. We got all types of fights happening. So you know, come on now. If y'all had a bad Thursday, man, cheer up. We got good things going. You hear me? Hit the like button if y'all come up here. Subscribe to the channel. This is what we're gonna take a look at right here. All right, let me supersize me. You heard me? Get up in this thing. So, young Jojo has some words for young Devin Haney. Now, I haven't seen this yet. Anything I'm about to show, I haven't seen nothing. So, I'm watching the same time as you, real time. You heard?
We goaded you a little. We didn't need to really do that because you step up to challenges and you accepted this challenge. You sit here now. All the talk, of course. Say it again. MGM Grand World Lightweight Championship. This is the biggest moment of your career.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm excited for it. I did everything. I paid all my dues, not even inside the training camp, but just my whole entire career, fighting the best opponents possible to make me ready for this moment. And I'm ready for this moment. I already, paid all my dues inside of the ring. I had a tremendous training camp. We brought in some good sparring partners as well, and we're ready to go out and execute my game plan December 4th.
Obviously, you won.
Okay. Like I said, what I'm saying, most of the press conferences that we had between both of them has been mad respectful. So, that's gave us, the typical answer for the most part. But you can tell, I'm looking at Jojo. He looks in great shape. He looks ready to make weight. See, this is what I was talking about yesterday with Cruz versus Davis. Cruz didn't look like he was on track to make weight a couple days ago. That's what I'm saying, man. But Jojo, man, he looked focused.
The IBF world title against Tevin Farmer, and then you missed weight against Rakimov. But what we've seen since that moment is a much more focused Jojo Diaz. A big win for you against Javier Fortuna at lightweight as well. You seem incredibly focused.
That's what I was forgetting about Diaz. One, I forgot he missed weight. You can see Jojo himself. He didn't really like that. He brought that up. He's like, "Why you even bring that up, bro? Like, I'm on weight. Look at me, man. I'm in peak physical condition right now. And you're gonna talk about, like, that's the last thing I want to hear, nigga. I want to go eat some food, and you're gonna talk about the last time I didn't make weight. But it's all good. It's all good. But I forgot Jojo also beat Javier Fortuna, and he did it in impressive fashion. So that's another one on the resume. I forgot about that. But you could tell Jojo, like, why you say that? Why you gonna even bring that up, bro?
In your mind right now and in your training?
Oh, absolutely. I already know that this is the moment that I prayed for my whole entire life, and for God to be blessing me with this opportunity, I'm ready for it. I'm not gonna.
When someone say they pray for something his entire life, and God's finally blessing them, I'm telling y'all, this fight finna be crazy.
To cut any corners, and I haven't been cutting any corners, and I'm just built the way that I'm built, and now I'm gonna go out there and just execute what I have to do.
An unbelievable fight last weekend, George Kambosos with the upset as well. Expect a tough fight with Devin Haney, a tricky fight. Everybody talks about what you must do in this fight. You must get in on the inside. You must show your dog in this fight as well. But you talked about your own technical ability.
Look, see, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. But what they're about to hint on is probably what he's kind of. I'm hoping he's gonna kind of back up the things I was saying earlier. Well, where even though he, they have that mindset, or they look at him and say, "Oh, he got to be a dog. He got to get on the inside." If you watch him against Tevin Farmer, one of the most technical 135ers out there, it was absolutely beautiful. The way he was able to, the way he was able to minimize his opponent ability to do what they wanted to do by putting himself in a position on the inside, throwing certain punches from certain angles, also certain pressure. There's a technical ability to that that's hard for the regular eye to see because they don't understand what's happening
as well. And you expect a tough fight against Devin Haney?
Yeah, I expect it. I mean, it's going to be a good fight because we're both smart fighters. I'm not just going to be a brawler in there. I'm going to go out there and do what I have to do, adapt, and do what I have to do to come out victorious. I'm going to go out there and, hurt him to the body, hurt him on top, but also I'm going to show my boxing skills as well. I mean, I'm a 2012 Olympian. I fought in there with the best fighters in my divisions in the past with Tevin Farmer, Gary Russell Jr., Andrew Concho, all these guys, and I'm planning on doing the same with Devin Haney.
Forgot about Gary Russell Jr.
Obviously a big moment for your career.
I forgot all about Gary Russell Jr., but I'm telling y'all, man, I'm like, don't sleep. Like, in my opinion, of all the fights that's happening this weekend, this is going to be the closest fight. This is going to be the fight where we're going to be watching when on the edit feed. We're going to be like, oh, damn. Because I really think, at the end of the day, as big of a fan I am of Devin Haney, as much as I rock with Devin Haney, I ride with Devin Haney. Devin Haney's the biggest, the biggest. He has the biggest future ahead of him. It's going to be the toughest challenge yet. That's just a fact. And to me, I'm just like the way he's just stacking up his resume. At one point, I remember a couple years ago, last year, whatever. Jesus, I don't remember when Teofimo fought Loma. All the things that's been going on lately, but. I remember I gave Teofimo, I was like, okay, he has, the best resume for the most part with the win against Loma. He beat Fortuna himself. Excuse me, not Fortuna. He knocked out Richard Comey. Nakatani. I believe it's Nakatani. If I'm saying it wrong, sorry. This is off the top of my dome. So I was like, okay, he had the best resume. But after losing to Kambosos, even though he still has a good resume with adding Kambosos to his resume, but he lost, Devin Haney now is next. I think Devin Haney has the best resume at all right now with, beating Gamboa, beating Linares. Now, if he beats Diaz, he's definitely going to be number one. He has a better resume than Gervonta at this point. He has a better resume than, Ryan Garcia. Teofimo is kind of neck and neck, but because if he does beat Diaz, he's there. Obviously Loma's still in the race and all that good stuff. But I'm just like the disrespect Devin Haney gets, it just doesn't make no sense to me. It really don't. But it's all good, man. We're not gonna focus too much on the disrespect. What I want to do now is I want to show how Jojo is looking. But there is a couple other things I did want to look at before I get to that. Let me see if I can get. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to Devin Haney's Instagram for a little bit. Let's look a little bit at how he's looking in training. Let's see if he's looking solid. Because I just went there. I'm telling you, I'm a Devin Haney fan. You know what I'm saying? But I just rolled for Coco, man. I'm telling you, I respect. Like at the end of the day, I'm a bigger Tevin Farmer fan. So the fact that Coco beat Tevin Farmer, man, I hold him in the highest esteem. I really do. Look, they say he's the new Floyd, man. That's what they're saying. They saying he's the new Floyd. Well, I don't know if they're saying if he's a new Floyd, but that's kind of what he's putting out there himself for the most part. They say he's one of he ain't never been around someone who worked this hard. That's what a lot of people say. They say they call him a new Floyd because of how hard he worked. Mickey Bay. Got Mickey Bay in his corner. Davison in his corner. We're going to hear from him. I'm going to pull that up. They want to call him pillow hands. That's disrespectful. Man, look, I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all, but at the end of the day, man, I'm still thinking that this is gonna be Devin Haney's toughest fight, man. Like, I know that for a fact. And I'm like, him just taking on Diaz, like, y'all don't understand. He's taking on a top 135er in his prime at 22. He's risking it. That's crazy. Nobody else is doing this. And I don't understand why he's not being given the respect. All they saying is pillow hands and this and that. I was like, it don't make no sense to me. So I'm like, why not give this young man the respect? I guess because he's a young man, I guess. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. It's funny. There's a video. It was like a couple of days ago. They was doing a first face off with Jojo and Devin Haney. And Devin Haney, he was walking, and then Eddie Hearn, he was just like, I'm happy with the money I invested in you or something. And Devin, he was like, why you always saying that? I'm like, man, Eddie Hearn crazy. And think about the bag that they gave him too. So just think about how they're gonna re-up him. Man, you can't be mad at Eddie Hearn. I think I want to make a video too about that. I want to make a video like, man, who y'all think is the best promoter in the game right now? Like, who would y'all go with? Eddie Hearn, man, he been killing the game, man. It's gonna be the next video. You're looking for that. Then we might do that Sunday. But look at, man, he looking good, bro. Cause out Devin Haney, man, looking solid. That's May 7th though. That's a minute ago. Always in shape. Always never stop working, man. That's such a big factor in why he's so successful in what he does, man. You got to give him that, man. And we had to show a little bit of love, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna show the open workout. We're gonna show got the big ice. You deserve it, man. For real, some people they just deserve some things, man. See, we got the press conference out there. You got to respect it, man. All right, so what we finna do next, I want to go check out the open workout for the media workout on Jojo. This is him getting ready for it. Looking too cold, bro. 26-0, 15 KOs, man. Respect the man. So let's think about this. We've had some crazy upsets. Fantasy world. We're gonna go fantasy world. We had some crazy upsets, right? All year. We've seen things happen that we didn't expect to happen. Some more spectacular than others, some more overwhelming than others. Is there a possibility that Devin Haney can lose against Jojo? Is that a real scenario that we can see actually somehow coming into Fluence? Oh no, I don't even know if he's what. Excuse me, but is that something that really can happen? I'm such a big fan of Devin Haney. I'm like, nah. There ain't no way that gonna happen. Not even close. He too cold. But once again, I can't lie and say Tevin Farmer was one of the coldest dudes that I've ever seen box, especially when he's in this element. See what I'm saying? And the fact that Diaz beat him, not only did he beat him, but he beat him essentially at his own game because Tevin Farmer's inside game is ridiculous. But that's the thing about Devin Haney. He's never even going, he'll never even get caught on the inside for the most part, but he did against Linares. See, that's the thing. Anyways, because I hold Tevin Farmer in such high esteem, I'm like, I don't know, man. I think Jojo might have a better chance than a lot of people think. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at Jojo doing the open media workout. Let's see how he was looking. Let me see if I can find this thing. Clicking all types of buttons. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna pull this thing up. So let's see if he's looking crisper.
Jojo Diaz. He looks like he's
Crisper than Chris. That's Devin Haney's like uncle or something like that, or hype man. See how he's looking. Little shadow box game. Okay. Ooh. I'm telling y'all, man. If y'all ain't never seen Jojo Diaz box, if y'all ain't never seen none of his fights, y'all go check it out. See, I ain't ignorant on this one. After he beat Farmer, I watched all his fights after. Watched some of the fights before. You better understand that. It's a hell of a fight. He said he was supposed to fight Ryan Garcia originally. He said he pulled out 3 times, or the date kept getting changed or something. It looks good, man. Looks real good. Looks in great shape. Looks sharp. Looks on point. This is going to be a hell of a fight. I'm excited for this. I'm 100% excited for this. This is going to be a hell of a fight. We got some fights to look forward to this weekend, baby. Tomorrow is starting off. Oh, by the way, so y'all know, I'm going to be, tomorrow we're going to talk about that Anthony Yard versus Linda Arthur 2. I'll drop, we'll go live for that probably maybe around 2 or 3 or something like that. And then I'll be back later tonight or later that night on Friday for that Sergio Pettis main card, or at least the co-main event and main event of Bellator. That shit gonna be fire. So y'all join me for both of those. Y'all heard me? We out here. We working. But Diaz, man, he looks good, man. I'm excited for this fight, man. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be fire. Now, what fight am I most excited about? Been told y'all. This over the Pitbull Tank, over Font versus Aldo, all of it, bruh. But Lyndon, I won't lie to you. The Yard, Lyndon Arthur fight, I might be a little bit the most excited about, because I forgot that was even happening. So I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know that was happening. And Anthony Yard, y'all know I'm a big Anthony Yard fan. Am I more of an Anthony Yard fan than Haney? No. All right, let's see what young Devin Haney, the bull, looking like. You hear me? Yeah, I don't know really, but hey, yo, Diaz look good, man. Okay, Haney. Yeah, that's like his uncle or something like that. He be talking that shit. He be like, hey, yeah, young blood, do. He be like rhyming stuff, all that stuff. I be like, man, chill. Yeah, Haney looks good, man. I won't lie to you though. You watching it, obviously Haney's being more slow paced, total different things. You can't judge anything about this, but watching it, man, it's gonna be a close fight. I'm telling you right now. I'm a big fan of Haney. I think he has a lot of skill. I think he's a beast. I think he's the future. But I also think Coco Diaz is one of the top 135ers out there. I think Coco Diaz could beat a Teofimo. I think he would, if he would have fought Ryan Garcia, I would have picked Diaz to win. He beats a lot of the 135s out there. He gives Gervonta a hell of a fight. Jojo is not going to be, he doesn't like a lot. It's amazing Devin Haney is taking this fight. This is going to be a hard fight for him, man. I'm telling y'all. One thing I did want to see when I was seeing a little bit in some of his new training footage, he was using a little bit more of a higher guard. And I think that's off the correction of him getting caught when he was fighting Linares. If you watched a video that he had with Linares and he was asking, like, how was, my power and all that good stuff. He said it was good. It was good. Jab. A lot of people trying to hate in the comments. Oh, jab, what? Someone says jab about your power. That's if someone says jab your power, then you can use that all night and win. But he did say something about his balance. And sometimes I see that about Devin Haney. His balance will be a little bit off. And he'll get too comfortable with that shoulder roll, right? And the thing is, not here. He's good. He's protected here. But this will lag a lot. So he'll leave himself open to that right hand. Or that, excuse me, not the right hand, the left hook. Well, the left hook would be from a southpaw. So, no, excuse me, that would be from an orthodox. So he keeps himself, my bad, I'm all over the place. But he keeps himself open to that left hook. And then from a southpaw would be the right. It would be the left hand. Or that left hook. But I would like to see that. I would like to see him hold the phone a little bit more on that right side. But who am I? You know what I'm saying? This is going to be a close fight. Watching both of them right now off of I know it's not much. I was actually thinking that Haney had a clear win over this, but nah, I think this is gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those, man. We ended this year with a banger. We might be ending this year with too many upsets. No, I'm saying that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we watching something and we ain't expecting what we watching. Been happening too many times. So just remember that. Remember that. But there was one more thing that I did want to kind of touch on before I do get up out of here. And it's all out of respect. Young Jojo. We gotta go over, check out his Instagram, see what he's on. See if you got anything to share with the people. So let's pull it up. I'm telling y'all, I don't know why, but I think no, I'm not gonna say nothing. But I'm just thinking, I'm y'all know I'm rooting for Devin Haney all day. I'm with Devin Haney all day. I ain't never gonna change that nothing. But the fact that he's going against Jojo Diaz, man, he beat Tevin Farmer, bruh. I know I keep repeating myself on that, but I'm like, y'all don't understand how cold Tevin Farmer is, man. Beat Javier Fortuna very, 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 you know what I'm saying, decisively. It wasn't even, he ain't had a thing about it. I wonder what he's saying. Hold on. Oh, I want to see what he's saying. I want to see if he's talking about Devin.
Go night. Good morning, everyone. I got some exciting news. Last week, I went to Title Boxing Studio and did a workout with them in preparation for my fight this weekend. You guys can see it on the link below.
Oh, he just promoting stuff. See, you got me, man. I thought you was about to be telling us, like, hey, yo, man, Devin Haney, we out here, man. You putting in the work. But he respectful, though. I got to give it to it. Both sides have been respectful this entire time. Oh, that face-off. That's what I almost forgot. I'm happy I went to this. Salute to you, young Jojo. We out here, man. I think, like, I can't even be no type of way. I already know what you bring to the table, man. I already know. So I'm not going to underestimate you in any type of way. For real. Hit that like button, y'all. Show me some love. But I'm not going to underestimate you in no type of way. But what we do got to check out for real before we get up out of here, we got to look at the face-offs, man. Because that's something I didn't see. So that's what we finna be on. Actually, yeah, let's check it out. Actually, before we even get into the face-offs, I want to pull this up right here. Ben Davison saying what he thinks about the fight. I would be interested. Excuse me, my bad, y'all. I'll be interested to see his thoughts on the fight. So let's go. I ain't finna skip over nothing. And blessings to everybody out there. See, I just need some blessings. Let's see what he thinks.
To see Diaz work out.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just think that, look, this is my opinion. I think that he's going to look to, he's already put it out there, he's going to look to try and press Devin, try and set a high pace to the fight. But the problem is, I think these transitions are going to be rushed too quick. He's going to run into something, and he's going to be underestimating Devin's power. And when he runs into something, rushing those transitions and trying to press too quickly, he will then have to make a decision. Do I keep running into them? and risk them taking their toll, or do I have to make an adjustment? And whether he carries on with that or whether he makes an adjustment, we are prepared for either way.
Does part of you hope that he doesn't start to fight to survive? Should he start getting picked off pretty good?
No, because that is something that we have worked on. Like, if that happens, how do we break it down? How do we break him down? How do we make sure that he doesn't survive?
So I understand the specific question in there, so you got to take it for what it is. You know, I'm not going to overanalyze it, but I do think there was somewhat of an underestimation of how they were looking at Jojo Diaz, as if he just recklessly rushes in. I don't know what type of fighter they remember seeing, or maybe my memory isn't serving myself right. Maybe I don't remember exactly beautifully of the Tevin Farmer Jojo Diaz fight, but the Javier Fortuna fight, Jojo Diaz is never necessarily reckless when he comes in. It's always calculated, in my opinion. It's a calculated way for him to make sure that his opponent is dispositioned. That's what I think. And because I'm so confused off of all this talk, I got to pull it up, man. See, I didn't have it ready. I wasn't going to pull it up, but this is something that I got to pull up on the fly because it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think Jojo Diaz is getting respected. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be either like a full fight, but I would actually like the we can just do the highlights. Yeah, let's do the highlights from the zone. Because the way that even Ben Davison was saying, I know that's his trainer, I know that's how we, you know, but I'm like, that doesn't, the way you're explaining it, Jojo, I don't remember Jojo being how you explaining him. I'm like, my man Jojo can box. So let's go ahead and put that up real quick. I think it's disrespectful how they talking about my man. Come on now. Just again, look at that. I'm like, to me, that doesn't look like reckless abandon coming into the inside. He's setting everything up with a jab. He's not naked, or he's setting it up with a hook. I'm confused on what they said with is reckless abandon. Tevin Farmer, we need you back. The sport's missing you, brother. The sport's missing you. Your fans is missing you. We need you back, brother. Where are you, man? I just don't get it. So I think Devin Haney's going to be surprised the guy he's going to get in that ring, because if they're looking at what I'm looking at and they're saying what they're saying, there's going to be a lot of problems. Hopefully they're being like that because they're like, oh, they won. Oh, let me, you know what I'm saying? Putting on a stunt, putting on some type of form, making that, you know, okay, you know, let me make you think this is what we're getting ready for. But in reality, we really know what type of player we playing with. You heard? I don't know, like a whole type of rhetoric. But before we get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and Devin Haney over there clowning, respectfully. Let's look at the face-offs. We gotta look at the face-offs because I haven't watched the face-offs yet. So I'm like, if I'm gonna watch the face-offs at any time, I might as well watch it with the family. Here we go.
On the zone, do not miss it.
Devin the Dream Haney, only 23 years old, will be defending his lightweight
23. I kept saying
title
22.
against Jojo Diaz, the hungry challenger. And if we learned anything from last week, it's that challengers are live. You can sense the calm, collected confidence from both men. It's all going down Saturday night, December 4th. As both men stare down, George Kambosos is certainly an interested observer.
George, Kambosos, they got him there. Of course,
Two young, hungry, motivated men. They will be squaring off. Tremendous card, top to bottom. Headlined by those two men. Devin the Dream Haney and Jojo Diaz.
Hey, Saturday finna be lit. They should let him kept. Oh, they should not pull him away, man. They should let him catch that joint still go, man. Come on, now. But we finna be lit. Hey, man, this Saturday finna be fire. I can't wait. We got all types of fights happening. You know what I'm saying? Friday, you know what I'm saying? We got the Sergio Pettis main event. I'm gonna be there. So make sure y'all join me for Fluence Lounge. Also tomorrow, midday, probably like around 2-3. Make sure y'all join me for that too. I'm gonna do Fluence boxing. We're gonna look over Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard. They had the press conference today. They probably gonna have the final weigh-ins tomorrow. So actually, what I'll do for tomorrow when I do the Fluence boxing for Yard versus Lyndon Arthur too, we'll also go over just a little bit Gervonta Davis versus Cruz recap and Haney versus Jojo Diaz as well. We'll just like look at all those weigh-ins, but we'll be mainly focused on Arthur versus Yard too, because that's going to be fire Saturday also. So we got a hell of a weekend ahead of us. I'm gonna be coming at you with some fire tomorrow with Fluence boxing. Later in the night, we're gonna watch Sergio Pettis defend his belt for the first time in Bellator. That's gonna be Fluence Lounge Saturday. You already know what's gonna happen. We're gonna have Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard 2 earlier in the day on Saturday, and then later in the day, we're gonna be watching Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz Jr. as well as Rob Font versus Jose Aldo. And then Sunday we got Gervonta Davis versus Pitbull Cruz. So we got all that happening. Fluence Lounges all day, Fluence boxing all day. I appreciate everybody up out of here. Remember, don't be scared, but always beware. Because if you ain't, then understand when you're not aware, some things may happen that you never hoped for. But always follow the light like a flare. I don't know what I just said. I'm just playing with y'all. But for real, positivity, blessings, much love to everybody out there. I hope you are enjoying your Thursday. Enjoy your Thursday night. I know I am. I'm finna be up out of here. Make sure if y'all came up in here, if you didn't, okay, that's too bad for you. But if you did come up in here, make sure you like this, like right there, like that video, like it. Like the video. Get me in the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Be part of this Black Goose family. And we finna be back. And make sure y'all keep on coming through. I'm excited, my bad. I'm finna enjoy my night. And like I said, man, this weekend finna be crazy. So make sure y'all join me for all that. I'm gonna get up out of here. Much love, baby. Salute to people. And I already know what it
That's why you really just don't fade away. But where you been, nigga, really, I'd say. Got the type of nigga, y'all just really hate. To work you, that's what I'm gonna go film a play. Stacking money, yeah, like 8 day. Praying for some better days. All this pain that you see, that be on my face. Looking guilty like a nigga caught case. Cause lately, that's why I've been in the dog's place. Wish that I can go and I could hide my face. Don't know what the fuck lately to really change, but I swear I got money in them baby like I'm folk chase. Some days feel like I could be folk great. Never felt like you did really to be dumb things. I'm losing hope and I swear all that shit's fake. But I swear every day, yeah, I just still be getting paid. But all that really do, it really numb the pain. The hurt, I swear it got me feeling so insane. Every day I put a smile up on my face. But every day I swear that shit just be so fake. Frontin' one like contemplate. Swear every day I swear I be losing faith. Hoping that they the same fate. But lately I swear I just been here and day. Lately I swear I just really sad days. Yeah, y'all know what I'm feeling, y'all understand what I'm saying. I swear to God, yeah, I ain't really playing. Feel like lately I just be up in the state. But I don't know there's any more that I can take. Try to do better, but I feel like it's too late. I'm in my head, girl, cause that pussy was great. I swear I was addicted to that pussy fake. Lately feeling so degraded. How yeah, you do this bad. How yeah, you do this sad. I'm in my head, think who to blame. Something in my head say, yeah, it's all just part of the game. Why every day I swear I be feeling all the shame. Trying to smile, but I swear that shit really don't feel same. Losing my direction like a nigga cannot